Hey everyone, Nathaniel Gavronski here, and we are just over a week out from the Iowa caucuses in the 2020 election cycle. During these next couple of days, I'm going to be releasing what I call my candidate profiles. I'm going to go over the major candidates on the Democratic side, and then I'm going to talk to you about Donald Trump and the Republican caucus, because there is going to be a Republican caucus, and for the Republicans out there that want to support Donald Trump and why it's important to go out and caucus. There's a lot of important things that happen at caucus other than just voting for the candidates, and I want to talk a little bit about that, and I want to break down the candidates, and then I'll talk about each one of their issues. Now, I'm not going to analyze which one I think is the best. That should be your job. I just want to bring down what they're saying, what their plans are. I will probably also do a video talking about some of these issues and the breakdown of what works, what doesn't work, and why. Because there's a lot of nuance here. There's a lot of just, well, you obviously know this is the way to do it type of talk from a lot of candidates without really breaking down why things are the way they are currently and what changes that they propose, what impact that would have on everyday people. Because there's a lot of things that they say, is doing this or doing that, and they're missing the huge aspects of their statements as far as what would happen if they change things. And I want to bring that up to you because if that was done in previous big, huge legislation that was done, people might have had a different perspective and their position might have changed on it, knowing what we know now that we should have known then. Okay, so look for these coming out this week. I still have to release my candidate profiles for the candidates that have dropped out that I have not done those already, because I want you to kind of understand why the candidates that we have running are the ones still running, and a little bit about why the ones that dropped out recently, dropped out. Because it's important to understand that if you really do support a specific candidate because of their positions, and even though they might not be the shiniest and newest object, that sometimes we can alter and change that candidate's future by people's support and by organizing. And that's something that can't be done from the top up. It's got to be done from the bottom up. From the top down, it's got to be done from the bottom up. And I think a lot of people miss that. So like, well, how did this candidate not do very well? Well, if they don't take feedback very well, and they can't alter their campaign message, they're not going to do so well. Others should probably drop out, but don't, because they don't have to worry about the money or worry about support. They just keep going because, well, for one of them, I don't think they have anything better to do. And two of them is actually cheaper to run as a candidate than it is to just buy ad time as a super PAC. And so they're taking up a lot of air, and they don't really have any interest in themselves being president. So look for these being released this week. I'm going to release them in no particular order, and I hope you enjoy. I hope I get a lot of feedback, and I look to do more of these. I'm going to start doing candidate profiles on different House races too as 2020 progresses. I'm going to be doing both Republican and Democrat candidate because I like to see this as something that everyone can benefit from, and I will try to keep these as objective as possible. For those who know me, know what my politics are, but I also want to, be conscientious, that's not an easy word to say, that there are other people that have different beliefs and they want to know, what candidates are doing what, and they want to participate too. And it would only be fair and only true to my own cause to do those videos on those candidates. So with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 that I think are really, really bad, I'm going to be as fair and objective as I possibly can. But I'm only going to really do the primary ones, the ones who I believe are viable to move forward, because it would take forever to do them all. But I'll do that for Iowa. I'll do that for a few other places as well. New York, there's a couple of races out in California, a couple in Delaware that I think are pretty important. And I want people to understand what's going on, what these changes are, what the challenges are, and how to support these candidates. And I want people to feel like they have an ability to respond and get their questions out. I spend a lot of time with these people, a lot more than I want to really admit. And I don't spend it with just the Republicans or just the Democrats. I spend a lot of time with policymakers on both sides of the aisle. It matters to me, it's important to me that by doing this, I'm able to deliver messages by the everyday people, the ones who don't have the money to go and travel and do all these things, because I'll be really honest, I don't really have the money either. I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to do this. And for those who don't have any fancy houses to host a house party, I'm using the education and the knowledge I have of how to go through this system, how to do the process, and how to get close to these people so that I can relay the messages that you have to them. And I also want to make sure that the candidates' messages get to you, that the people who have to live with these policies, so you can make a better educated decision on what you want from these people. Because if the politicians keep coming with ideas that aren't going to make anyone's lives better, but they haven't been told that they want something different, they're going to keep coming with bad ideas, and that doesn't really help anyone. So look forward to these this week. There's going to be a lot of them. I got a lot of work to do ahead of me, and I will see you all soon.